I need to tell you about an awesome book by Dr. Elmer Towns. It's called Praying the Book of Revelation. I love this book. You know, most people think that it's hard enough book to understand, let alone to read and pray. But Dr. Towns has done a remarkable thing by making it so understandable. He made it readable and, well, he made it prayable. I don't even know if prayable is a word, but it's what he's done with the book. It's awesome. Now, we have some video of Dr. Towns talking about praying the book of Revelation. Here it is.
Praying the book of Revelation. Taking the book of Revelation and looking primarily at God, taking every verse as a prayer. Now, last week, if you were here, last week we went into Patmos, an island about 10 miles, a couple of miles wide. There's a mountain there 800 feet tall. And there's a cave. I've been in that cave. I saw a church in that cave. That's the cave where John the Apostle wrote the book of Revelation. And history tells us he had a valet, Ansel, who waited on him. He was past 90. He was feeble and yet writing. He said, how can you do that? George Beverly Shea is still alive. He's 98 years old, and he's still singing. So it's possible to be 98 and still be used of God. Now, this week, John in the cave begins to see something. He gets beyond the cave. He goes into heaven itself, Revelation 4, and then he sees Jesus at the throne, Revelation 5. Let's look. John, who is worshiping the Lord. So notice, if you will, under the introduction there, what is number one? What is the book and the seven seals? It is the title deed of the universe. Who owns the universe? Well, God made it, but Satan, every time you read Satan, he wants to be called El Elyon. El Elyon is in the Hebrew possessor of heaven and earth. And if you remember, Paul went through Philippi preaching. And a little girl who was demon-possessed followed him. We know who you are. You are the servant of El Elyon. Why is demons crying out? Because they want their master, Satan, to be El Elyon, possessor of heaven and earth. The Bible calls him the God of this world. Notice number two. Why could no man open and read the book and neither look therein? Sin separates and destroys. Sin has separated, and as a result, sin separated us from God, separated the world from God. Sin has destroyed everything. But one man, Jesus, the Son of God, when he died, destroyed sin, so now the book can be opened. Number three, who had temporary rulership of the world? The Bible calls Satan the God of this world. And this world system is owned by Satan, and he wants to work everything for his will, but God works through all circumstances. God works his glory, his will, and we're coming now to the end of the world. The title deed, it's in God's hand. And we're not going to look next week, but there are 7 seals, and each one was broken. And as you break each seal, there's a new message until you get the whole message of the title deed of the universe. And then after that, there'll be 7 trumpets, each one announcing. And after that, there'll be 7 bowls, 7 vials. Judgment will be poured out. Judgment is like a cup. Jesus, the night before he died, let this cup, this judgment pass from me. And then he prayed, nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. Notice in your outline, why can Jesus open the book? Because Jesus is God. And folks, every once in a while you have to pray, greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world. When you think in terms of a shooter, when you think of what might happen to your children at school, you have to pray, commit them to God, and realize that greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world. Number two, second bullet, because the contents of the book are his. Everything in the scroll.
Praying the book of Revelation makes a great daily prayer book that you will want to use over and over again to launch your daily prayer time with the Lord. If you love to pray, or you want to learn how to pray more clearly and simply, you need to use Praying the Book of Revelation every day. You can order it with the toll-free number or the website that's on the screen. And as always, this book and all Destiny Image titles are available at your local online bookstores or at bookstores everywhere. Order Praying the Book of Revelation right now. You don't want to forget.